What's up, guys and girls? Welcome to our 2K coverage. It's Puckett and Benson here today. And Ben, pretty freaking excited about today's 2K because it's the week before Champs, the last week before the $1 million tournament, and not only do we have the best North American teams playing as usual, we got 3 of the top UK teams over here landing to get ready for the event, and of course, playing in their final warm-up on the 2K 5Ks.
Now, it's weird because I know there's a couple of other European teams which are over here. We got a French team, and I think there may also be a German team from Europe. I'm not sure if they're in the bracket as well. Haven't had a chance to fully have a look at it, but I think for tomorrow's 5K, we could see maybe all of the European teams mixing in, trying to see what they've got. But first game of the day today in the 2K is pretty exciting.
Dude, this is like a matchup you could potentially see in a fight for either top 8 or even top 4 when it comes time for Champs next week. Let's take a look at our lobby as we'll show you who's all in it. We got, of course, a Team Kaliber going up against Epsilon. You're going to see Theory, Goonjar, Looney, and Sharp representing TK going up against Tommy. That's Vitality T. You got Mad Cat there under Trap Cat, Josh, and Swanee. Ben, this is the #1 team from the EU Regional Final going up against TK, who has looked very strong on LAN in their most recent performances.
This is going to be a really interesting game. I think this is Europe's #1 hope. I think if you're a European Call of Duty fan, you're looking at this team, Epsilon, to come out and put up a strong showing at the Call of Duty World Championship in just a week's time. You know, TK, what can you say about these guys? They've gone toe-to-toe with Optic Gaming every single time they've played, bar once. So, I mean, they've beaten Optic Gaming as well.
Yep.
A very talented squad. This is actually genuinely interesting. I'm excited to see who wins this one.
This is the best way to start my Saturday.
Right?
I'm not going to lie.
It doesn't get better.
We started about 4 hours ago. We did a caster call with all of the casters. The guys in Australia woke up at 3 a.m. to get on that. We had everyone from the UK on the phone. We were talking about these teams. I'm all in COD Champs brain mode right now, and it looks like we are already seeing a premier matchup between 2 of the top squads you'll see at COD Champs here in our first match of the day. This is round number 3. I believe this is still our top 16. So this is a fight for a spot in the final 8. And we're going to be opening things up. Who do you want to watch, your Epsilon or Team Kaliber?
I'm just having a flick through, seeing if anyone's using anything we haven't seen. You've got Theory there, opting not to run Blast Suppressor.
Hardwired right away, yeah.
He's going to be running Hardwired, expecting a lot of stuns. Of course, Swanee playing back on North American soil. A lot of Americans really sort of got on board the Swanee hype train, I think it's fair to say.
He's my favorite person in eSports.
I mean,
it's really weird to just have one guy who is clearly your favorite, but Swanee, it's hard not to be a fan of this guy.
He's such a nice guy. He really is, and his battle shot is T1. I think a lot of North Americans who kind of had that doubt about European players, whether they can play at the pro level. I mean, you look at Swanee, and he's kind of the epitome of someone who definitely can, and we've seen do it as well.
Mad Cat showing off his battle play on a nice little 3 spree, and finally going to get cut down in the hard point. But so far, this one, pretty low scoring first hard point. No surprises here, but it's really going to be up to TK to see if they can pull away on hill number 2. They're the first to rotate to the statue, and you see those blue arrows. They're kind of spread out across the map.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait here to try and break this off, but you don't want to push it individually. A big gunfight actually won that by Tommy, and tries to win the second on Looney, but Looney's going to just stay strong on the hard point, has a little bit of support, but ultimately Swanee coming in from that jump up, able to pick up 1 extra with his bow, looking for the second. Not going to be able to clean him up.
Now, going back over to Looney, you and I had a bit of a discussion this morning. In fact, it was an argument. It was a fun argument.
Heated discussion.
We were arguing who is the best player or the most... which player has the biggest effect on TK's performance. I said it's Looney. I had the guy in my top 10 going into the North American Regional Finals. You said it was Theory with the way he's been performing on LAN.
I think Theory has been the most consistent player in terms of you can always rely on him to do what he needs to do. Yeah, he isn't going to have flashy stats. He's not going to have massively high KDs, but the reason behind that is his gun engagements. The guy is going to go, you know, like 40 and 40 in hardpoint. And that's so much pressure to be applying onto hardpoints that it makes Looney's job that much easier. Honestly, without Theory playing that well, I don't think you get the numbers you get from Looney.
And you can just see Theory there, kind of leaves the hardpoint to try and chase down 2 players. Looney, though, opening up 13 and 6. Super strong opening, over a 2.0 KD at the moment. Goonjar and Sharp, though, these are 2 guys who have been with TK forever. Sharp really hasn't been off of TK since its inception. But what are you looking for these guys to do coming into Champs? Do they need to do anything different from what we saw at the NA Regionals, or play those exact same roles?
I mean, it's kind of strange, really. You see Sharp using the Bal and Goonjar using ASM1. That's not what you would expect.
No.
If you'd only seen last year and maybe even Black Ops 2 coming into Advanced Warfare, you'd think, well, yeah, Goonjar's going to be the guy that's going to run the Bal. He has a fantastic AR shot, and Sharp's going to be someone who's going to have an ASM1 on the hill. But they've kind of switched it around. It's very similar to Optic Nation, I feel, with Killer and Karma. You know, you would expect Karma to run the Bal, but Killer's been doing it predominantly, and Karma's been using ASM1. So I know Optic Nation, they're thinking about changing that up. We'll see come Call of Duty World Championship time if they do. I don't think TK are going to switch that up, but I'd be curious to see the results if they did.
I wonder what would happen if both of them did run Bals, because you know Looney rarely is going to run the Bal. He's mostly ASM1. Same thing with Theory. Do they go to a 2-2 split? I'm sure depending on the map, they'll decide to pull out different strategies. But at the start here, we have Epsilon pulling away after that third lobby hill. They're going to be in the lead for the moment. The question is, can they hang on? We'll see if TK can bounce back, but they have pretty dominant control so far of the bar.
Looney just going to try and get some kills from players from Epsilon, rotating over towards that hardpoint. Still 20 seconds left. So big chunk of time down there, and that's a big two-piece coming in from Looney, shutting down both Josh and Swanee, I believe there. So 17 and 11 start for him. That's it's impressive. It's impressive. Validates that argument that you had a little bit earlier on today.
Yeah, you know, just making comments, backing them up with Looney's performance. We got Swanee 14 and 11. Mad Cat off to a fantastic 4 hardpoint grabs, 16 kills, only 14 deaths as well. Josh, kind of quiet here. He's 12 and 17, but talking to Rel and talking to Momo today, they were really highlighting Josh's role on this squad. At any point, they said he can go off and drop huge numbers in a hardpoint, for example. But really, he's going to be the selfless objective player that we kind of see in players like Replays for Denial, for example, that really the team would not be nearly as successful without him playing his role.
I think a lot of people look at that team and they highlight Josh as the weakness, and I completely disagree. You know, when all the stuff happened with Optic Nation and Swanee flying back, I immediately said, guarantee you that this is going to be a squad which forms, and sure enough it was. And you have to remember, you know, Mad Cat and Josh are such a big duo in Europe that they always play their best when they're together. I don't think there's really anyone that can disagree with that. So, yeah, okay, he, again, may not have good stats, but he does such an important role, that selfless objective role, which, you know, a squad like Epsilon really needs. You have Mad Cat, Tommy, and Swanee getting the kills. You're going to need someone on top of that objective.
Fantastic start so far from both squads, 100 to 94. Everyone looking like their shots down pretty solid right now. Not too many missed opportunities when they have a kill in their crosshairs. But Epsilon continues to hold on to a lead just by a bit. It's about a 16-point advantage, trying to grow that here in the courtyard, and you can see the defensive setup. Very powerful 4-man spread here with a lot of headroom.
Now Josh is just lying on this hardpoint. Teammates picking up those kills at distance. Hardpoint actually gets tested. Teammate wins the gunfight. That's going to be 3 down as well. Goonjar, last man alive. Josh going to clean him up, and Epsilon have had pretty much all of this time so far completely uncontested. Josh was lying down for the first 20 seconds of the hill and didn't actually see a single person, so it could be the full 60 here for Epsilon. That could be a massive, massive effect come the end of this game.
Yeah, that was really Swanee and Mad Cat taking over this center hardpoint. How rare is it to see a team just totally dominate it for 60 points? It looks like that is the plan for Epsilon. Swanee and Mad Cat from behind those head glitches just doing so much damage with the Bals. You can see the kill feed. It is all Bals now, as everyone had switched over to it, going back to the statue. Can Josh hold on before switching back to the ASM-1? It looks like he's going to fall. It's now Tommy's turn to get into the action.
This is a big break from TK. They've just given away a lot of time, and that's going to be 2 players down. Tommy trying to go for the aggressive 3-piece, going to fall. But again, another hold comes out, and it's actually going to be Sharp right at the back there, trying to lock it down. Full team Kaliber, he drops, and Epsilon managing to do a good job of just trading these kills.
Yeah, TK's not getting any time here. You see just a few seconds now being added as they finally reach 100 points on the scoreboard. But 3 minutes, 15 seconds left. A comfortable lead for Epsilon. There's still 17 points left here on the back statue, so they need to keep pushing, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. But look at that arrow in the back here. I expect this player is going to be Swanee. Really just lock down this center, make sure no one rotates out on the left side of the map, as he is going to hold down the spawns for his team.
Now, the reason behind that was obviously there was 17 seconds left when his team made that push. He did not want them to get full control and lose the spawns.
Right.
And ultimately, yeah, okay, you play for that scrap time, but you lose complete control of the next hill. And that's something, as I said, Epsilon don't want to do. So smart plays coming out from Swanee, what you expect to see from a player of his caliber. But this hardpoint now actually going to be contested. Looney drops, and Epsilon going to build themselves a bigger lead. And this really could be the swing of the game.
I have not seen this many battles since the start of the game, Ben. Talk to me a little bit about the difference in play since the patch, of course. Right before the NA Championship, some new weapon balances came out with the title update. We're seeing the ASM-1 kind of slowed down with its initial bullet firing time. How has that affected really the team classes?
I mean, at first I think everyone thought it really would affect it quite heavily, but you still see players use the ASM-1. It's not something that's just like, oh, it's unusable now. You're still going to see players do it. It reminds a lot of people, I feel, of the MSMC from Black Ops 2. So it kind of has that feel to it. 7th
streak for TrapCat, by the way. Can we just stay on board with the man? Mad Cat is taking over. He was sitting at 25 and 20, now 36 and 24, 8 kill spree, adding assists to that as well. These guys have game number 1 basically locked up if they can hold on to this hard point, and Mad Cat is showing America why he is considered such a threat coming into champs.
He's such a talented player. He really is. You can't argue it. He's just very, very good, and that's the thing about this whole Epsilon lineup. You know, you look at Swanee, who I think everyone can agree is a top player now. And then there's Tommy as well, who's proven himself on the world stage before. So this Epsilon team, don't take them lightly. Honestly, they could really perform well at Chaps.
Sharp and Looney trying to battle back here in the final minute down low. Goonjar breaking in for TK, but this one, 70 points left. The difference in score more than that, so that is going to be it. Epsilon going to take our first hard point here on retreat. Now it's a question of who's going to finish with most kills. Mad Cat with a big advantage, but don't be surprised to see Josh get up to a 40 bomber and even potentially Swanee.
Yeah, actually, Josh, 34 and 32, great performance from him. Let's see how many kills he can ultimately end on. Of course, now on that final hard point, Josh going to challenge the hilt, falls. But what I'm really interested about in this series is going to be the search and destroy. The reason behind that is you look at Epsilon throughout their whole European run, so dominant in S&D. Throughout the online qualifier, they didn't lose a map. They didn't even lose a round. A round in search and destroy. That's crazy. And it always used to be where the American S&D playstyle was significantly better than the European one, and that was just how it was. It was just accepted and embraced. But a team like this who don't lose a round in their online qualification and even performed so well at LAN and carried that through in their S&D in terms of dropping a map. I don't know. I want to really see, is that gap been closed? Can Epsilon beat TK in such a short?
Yes.
You think they can?
Yeah, definitely. Epsilon is the real deal. I think they're going to look so fierce. And TK, they've been hot or they've been not when it comes to search and destroy. I think you're going to see some interesting play here coming up in game number 2.
Let me ask you this. If Epsilon was in the Pro League instead of TCM, do you think they would have had a better start so far?
No, you have to play Optic Gaming, Optic Nation on your first day.
Twice?
You go 0-2 as you're getting used to.
You don't think this Epsilon team could beat Optic Nation?
Not on day 1. Day 3, day 4, once you get used to it,
I agree. I was just curious. I agree.
But landing and going up against 2 Optic squads on day 1, that's going to be a rough start.
It's an 0-2 day.
But no, I do believe Epsilon is better than TCM right now. So I think just based on that fact alone, they should be doing better in the Pro League. But either way, this is just the 2K, and here in the round of 16, we got TK down 1-0, and I'm reading the chat. You guys are all about the Europeans, and this has me pumped up because we're going to see some stellar action coming up next week and throughout the day. How strong are the Euros in S&D? We're about to find out firsthand as we head to search after this.